What I love about living in Altadena, if you don't know, is in California. It's a little patch. I don't even know how big. It's small. It's right above Pasadena, right in the hills, and not a lot of people know about Altadena, but it used to be very like ranchy, and there's Altadena dairy products and milk. And I think back in the day, it used to be all like farmland up here, and you still see people on horses and stuff. But there's a lot of wildlife. There's a lot of weather, and it's a little bit of a love hate because, as you may know, I work in my garage studio with the garage wide open, which I love. I enjoy. Um, but my podcast sounds sometimes like I'm doing them out of a pet store because there are parrots and birds. Yesterday, I got a text from my neighbor saying, "Hey, just heads up, there's a bobcat in your garage." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And so, if uh, if you're listening to me and I scream like a little boy, see what I did there? The gender norms. Um, there may be a bobcat or a bear or something that makes me, or it might be like a rat because rats scare they don't scare me, but I'm definitely on top of a table waving a skillet if I see a rat. Probably more so than a bobcat. Bobcats don't really scare me. Mountain lions scare me. Now that's so if I see a mountain lion, yeah, you're gonna hear you're gonna hear the you're not gonna hear screaming. You're gonna hear basically silence, and then um, the whole thing just kind of shut down, tip over. Because I will use this table as a shield if I see a mountain lion. Anyway, there was one mountain lion on my neighbor's roof, which is terrifying. Terrifying because now we're talking about animals on your fucking roof. So if you come out of your house, you have to look up. Can you imagine coming out of your house, looking up, and seeing a mountain lion? can you can you imagine that? Anyway, we do have paw prints on our barbecue, which is my partner says 100% is a mountain lion. I don't know, might have been a bobcat, but the barbecue is also bent. So whatever it was, that was heavy. Okay, in today's episode, I want to read you something I wrote a year ago called "A Letter from My Future Self." And this is an intervention I used to do back in the day when I was working in rehabs, and it's kind of a cool. I recommend you do this. I did it. I did this for me, but I recommend you do this for yourself. And it's basically write a letter from you in the future. So you have to imagine who you would be in the future, and then that person is writing a letter to you these days. And so this is how mine goes. Dear Chargi, that's my Korean name. Teachers couldn't say Chargi, which is why I was Chucky until about 9. Everything you're currently worried about is wasted energy and residue from an unnurtured nervous system and trying to force life to happen on your terms. How many people can relate to that? As you can, I'm going to give commentary, by the way, so you'll know what I'm reading and what I'm saying to you directly. As you continue to work on your relationship with yourself, sit with yourself, breathe, and look inward as well as up, asking yourself how you can be of service. That's live. That's how you live a through me life, and you will naturally remove the eyes or more eyes out of your senses. So basically, I'm telling myself to stop making it about me. Things may not unfold exactly how you imagined, but they will unfold the way they are meant. You need to start trusting that. So this is one thing that I've always struggled with, and I'm sure maybe you do too. I know many people do. Is the unfolding of life not on your terms, right? Things aren't happening the way that I want them to. They're not happening in the time that I want them to. And I've learned that you can do everything you can to make things happen, whatever you want to happen. But at the same time, you have to let go. You have to not hold so tightly that it brings so much anxiety that it's not happening. And then I think holding it so tightly makes it not happen more. Does that make sense? It's like it's like it's like trying to get it up, and it's like the pressure you put on yourself. Well, this actually happened to me. Okay, so it's like if you can't get it up one time with someone, and the next time, for whatever reason, and the next time, the pressure you put on yourself to get it up is going to make you not get it up. And the more pressure you put on yourself to get it up, because now you're not making it about the connection, but you're making it about you and the scoreboard, the more anxiety, nervousness, tension, and chances of it going up is by going up, you know what I'm talking about, right? An erection. The chances of it happening is slim to none. So I think that life is like that, in that the more that you grab the blueprint that you want and start to trace it and want things to happen on your terms, the more pressure, the more the magnet flips, the more the thing that you want goes further away. Okay. You will realize you need less and appreciate everything you have and how far you've come. You will change that nasty default you go to, which is panic and unworthiness. So stop forcing life to happen the way you want it to. Let things go/grow. Also, stop cutting your hair and keep that man perm. It works for you. I wrote this a year ago. I was just experimenting with merms, and today my hair is long, and I still rocking that merm. So I like that I'm reading this, and I did something that I told myself I would. Anyway, here are a few important reminders to help you along the way. 1, quit chasing. If you know my story, you know this is something I've done for half of my life, my 20s, 30s, most of my 30s. Chasing shiny things. I'm going to make that a t-shirt and just stamp that on my chest. Chasing shiny things. There's a difference between pursuing your goals and being in a constant state of chase. You've been doing this for most of your life, and it causes nothing but anxiety and feeling less than. You know this. Stop fighting or forcing the current. Instead, let it take you. How does that relate to your life right now? Stop forcing the current. Are you? And if so, in what way? And what would it look like for you to let it take you? Let go of the rock and let the river of life take you. And, that doesn't mean to do nothing. That doesn't mean to not work hard. That's not what I'm talking about. Things will happen when they're supposed to happen. Do the best you can each day and be okay with it. Knowing as long as you are making decisions that are honest to you, your path will unfold. I've always loved this term, and it's been a mantra for me for the last 12 years. Do things that feel honest to you. And I think that when you do that, you strip shoulds, right? And you keep reminding yourself, I mean, because in order to do things that are honest to you, you got to check in with yourself to see if it's honest. So it gives you that. And then if you are doing things that are honest to you, even if they don't work out, when you look back, you're not going to regret it because that was honest to you at the time that you made that decision, So I always feel like as long as you're making decisions that feel honest to you, and you got to be honest with yourself that it is honest to you and lines up with your story, purpose, whatever, then you should be okay with that decision. Okay, don't be concerned with what others think. Care and concern. I don't know what that means. Oh, care and concern, big difference. You're going to care. You're human. Not everyone will like you. Some will even say it. That's mean. It will hurt. You will heal. But if you hold on to it, you will be making other people's opinions of you a concern. And by doing this, you will be allowing other people to write your story instead of you. Don't be consumed with what other people think. Remember, it's only their version of your story. Continue to dream big, awake, and often. I always say dream awake because I feel like um, when we're dreaming and we're sleeping, we're sleeping, so we're not aware. I mean, the dreaming that's happening at night isn't intentional, right? It's unconscious, or maybe stuff from your subconscious kind of surfacing. I mean, I guess there are some people that could go to sleep knowing what they want to dream and they can actually execute it. I can't. I mean, I can't remember my dreams. Um, but dream, I say dream when you're awake, because when you're awake, uh, you're very aware of what you're daydreaming about, and there's intention behind that, right? You're visualizing the way you did most of sixth period. It's okay to do that now. The more, the better. What you dream is where you will go. That is your compass. Don't be afraid to dream, no matter how big or how ridiculous you may think they are. You are painting your life. Don't do it by numbers. Splash color outside the lines. Okay, if you're rich, remember that man makes the money. Money doesn't make the man. If you're poor, remember that man makes the money. Money doesn't make the man. Well, I'm not rich or poor, but this is still good to remember. Man makes the money. Money doesn't make the man. Know that you are a special blend. Like a lot of these expensive t-shirts today, they say on the tag that they're a special blend. Everything that's happened to you is what makes you you, and no one can take that away from you. That it's a gift, not a curse. Know the value of it. Your story is what makes you rare, not defective. So quit trying to rip out chapters. Just focus on writing new ones. I've always said that your story is the most valuable thing you will ever own. I still believe it. I will always believe it. I will believe it until I die. And it's something that I will always tell other people, because most of us are trying to rip out chapters. We don't like parts of our story, And so for me, the tipping point has been not only embracing the past and what's happened, but also sharing it, sharing your story. Because then you take what happened and what you went through, and you help others with it, right? And so then that makes that part of your story valuable. It turns it into gold. And I think that's one of the powers of stories, which, by the way, we've been sharing since, we were drawing stick figures in caves. So it's not a new thing, the power of our story. Breath. You've always had trouble with this. I'm a chest breather. Keep reminding yourself to take longer and deeper breaths. Wow, just as I said that, there was a nice breeze. I'm a huge fan of breezes that just came in through my garage and tap danced on my face, and it just felt very the timing of that right when I said you need to take longer and deeper breath, this breeze just hit me in the face. Let me do it right now. Maybe you can do it with me. Inhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Be kind. Life is too short to be an asshole, especially to the people close to you. You have resting bitch face, true story. So you have to be extra kind. Be aware of how you talk to people, especially people you love. If you don't like someone, always look inward first.